welcome to Room 120 News, your place to find out everything that's going on in our school and in our classroom this week. We had a fantastic first week of school. I have enjoyed spending time with your students this week, getting to know them better, and building our classroom community and starting the year on the right foot and making sure that we understand what our expectations are for our school and our classroom, and just getting to know one another and building a strong classroom community. I have a few reminders for you this week. Please make sure that you're checking your child's folder nightly and signing their homework contract. On that, you will find the must-dos and the may-dos, and then a column for comments. Either you can write there or I can write there, and then a place for you to initial. You will have a new reading log in their folder coming on Tuesday for the month of September, so please make sure that you're logging what you're reading there. I am checking folders every day and putting a check over your initials to confirm that I have seen the folder and your initials are that you have seen the folder. So please make sure that you're doing that every night. That just keeps us both accountable for making sure that we're on top of needs that you may have or needs that I may have. One thing that I forgot to put on the homework contract this week is a form with your information will be going home that was printed from PowerSchool. If you will just confirm that your information is correct, sign the bottom and return it. If you need anything changed, just mark through it and change that on the form, and then sign the bottom and return it, and I will get that to our data manager so that we can have the correct and most updated information in our system. Just a reminder that there is no school tomorrow, Monday, September the 5th, in observance of Labor Day. So use this day to recover, to recuperate from a long first week of school. Like I said before, we had a fantastic first week of school, but there are a few things that as a classroom we need to work on and get a little bit better. So I'm hoping that you at home can partner with me on one goal this week. A goal that I would like our students to get better on this week is not calling out and raising our hands when we need to say something. So we are so excited to be back in the building, and we are so excited to see our friends, and oftentimes, including Mr. Todd, that will lead to us wanting to talk when it might not be the most appropriate time to. So this week, our focus for our behavior will be raising our hands and calling out, and not calling out, so that you're not interrupting the person that is speaking. So if you could remind your students of that at home, that would be so fantastic. That's what we're going to be talking about every day during morning meeting this coming week. And so your partnership in that behavior would be so fantastic. Up next is looking ahead, where we're going to look at dates for the future of our classroom. So we had a change in one of our events. So if you've already marked your calendar for the curriculum night and PTA meeting, I need you to go back and change the date. So we had a conflicting event on that same day, and so we have changed that to Tuesday, September the 20th. So if you'll please change or mark your calendars for Tuesday, September the 20th. For our curriculum night and PTA meeting. This is an opportunity for you to come back into our classroom after we've started school, hear about the second grade curriculum, and really dive in and understand what your child is going to learn in our classroom this year. And then also mark your calendars for Wednesday, September the 21st, as it is Fall Picture Day. Fall Picture Day is when we take photos for the yearbook, so make sure that your student is looking their best and is present at school that day, so that they will be sure to be in our yearbook page. Up next is Curriculum Corner, where you will find out the standards and activities that your child will complete in our classroom this week. This week in reading, we're still focusing on asking and answering questions with who, what, when, where, and why. But this week, we're going to be reading books by the famous author Kevin Henkes. And so students will be answering those questions and evaluating Kevin Henkes' books by looking at the setting, the characters, the problem, and the solution. In math, we're moving away from graphing. Students did amazing this week in graphing. So we're moving away from graphing and moving into measurement with customary and metric units. So students will work on measuring with rulers, yardsticks, and meter sticks in both inches and centimeters. In social studies, we're continuing to talk about communities and what makes a community. This week, we dived into all the different communities that your student is a part of, including a town, a school, and maybe a neighborhood. In foundations, we're continuing to study diagraphs, and we're introducing blends this week. So students will continue to build, read, and spell words that contain digraphs and blends and be able to identify those word parts. And finally, in writing, students will be making book-to-self connections with Kevin Hankey's books and responding through writing in a way that connects to the story. We are super excited for week 2 of school, and I cannot wait to continue working with your child this week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. If not, we'll see you right back here next week for another episode of Room 120 News.